Fellow Sierra Leoneans, this na Dr. Sylvia Blyden, and today, April 8, 2022. This na my 60th audio in my ongoing address to the people of this beautiful nation called Sierra Leone. We go call them audio number 060. It don't pass a little over 1 month from when I did the last audio, which was audio number 059. And I mean, promising I say I did do audio number 60 the very next day, women for be March 3rd. But then, the content of what I'm going to put inside that audio day, March 3rd, it become redundant. I don't need for talk again because what I want for talk was a reassurance way I actually don't do the audio, and what I put in that audio was a reassurance to the SLPP and to the APC, where I spent some time for reassure the two parties them say, I listened to the concerns where they made a raise about how me and the First Lady go can reconcile, and the threats to the APC and the threats to the SLPP where such a reconciliation go create. So that was my audio where do for audio number 60. But then the First Lady can produce that TikTok video where it just make me own audio redundant because she just said it all inside that in TikTok video there, and I don't see any more need for talk anything again. After watching the video, I don't say anything. I know there was no more need for me for put out the reassurance because that in video they may don't say it all. So there was nothing else prepared for me for talk about that day, March 3rd. And then I started forgetting invitations they have for travel around the country for different purposes. So in the process, days of no audio turned to 1 week of no audio, 2 weeks of no audio. And after like 2 weeks of no audios, I find out, say, they me fumble the working called the APC jihadists. That's now ERNEST by Koroma in group. I find out, say, me silence me look the one at them because they get that dog, that puppy dog na Holland, where then they call Adebayo. I see now Adebayo, he pull audio, any audio he pull, he get for talk for Sylvia. Why Sylvia not they talk? Sylvia not they pull audio again? When I see Sylvia they talk. So, I begin laugh because it was like just 2 weeks of no audio. They got worried, they want to know what's up. So they begin pull this boy, this then dog, that then puppy, Adebayo na Holland. And it's by Koroma, that puppy, that dog. So he begin to pull audio every time they talking about Sylvia no they talk, Sylvia can't talk, Sylvia no they talk. So I just decided, say, you know what? I don't even talk. So you actually sense it and get even more worried. So then try like for tease me. So then pull out this same Adebayo, this same dog, this guy in Holland. He pull this audio, he say how, then don't find out why make Sylvia not they pull audio again. Sylvia not they pull audio again because they don't get one sex video of Sylvia where then they use now for blackmail. Some people then get them. So I still not talk because I know say why they do this because they want me for talk. They are worried. Why is she silent? 3 weeks, 4 weeks, Sylvia not they talk, But I know me to talk because one, I was just decided to take a break, travel across the country. Say me now one of the most popular women in this country right now, whether they like it or not. North, south, west, east, northwest, anytime I go, and they travel around the country. But, developments, they happen, and people, them really can value for no waiting. I get for talk, because they want to really know my views on issues. They announce presidential elections date, parliamentary elections date, and I not say nothing. I not give no thoughts. Issues and they come up, I not they say anything. And there is so much clamoring on, man, they worry. But let me just assure you tonight, say there is no reason to be worried. I am here. I took a break, but I'm back. Now, yesterday, I put out a message where I say, today, I did talk about 3 things then. And I list the 3 things then down. The first one, I say, I will talk about the governance failures of the Julius Maada Bio regime and the spiritual way within the fail. The second one, I say, I go talk about the difference between what we call boundary delimitation for elections and what we call administrative redivisioning for administration of the country in day-to-day development strides. And then the third one, I say, I will go critically look at something where ERNEST by Koroma they do. We're very, very dangerous. They lie, they incite, and they act in a manner we're very dangerous for this country. So I've decided, say, we need to call them out. Now, looking at the 3 issues the one I want to talk about, if I handle all 3 of them, the audio tonight, it go too long. So today, I don't decide, say, I only handle 1. And the other 2 issues, I will handle them in subsequent audios. So today, I only handle 1 issue, and that could be the dangerous manner in which ERNEST by Koroma, they mislead in followers in this country. They lie to them, they incite them, and they just basically they act in a very dangerous manner that he needs to be called out. But before I come to ERNEST by Koroma and calling him out, make I just briefly talk about Pa Usman Yansane, Uncle Usman Yansane, the de facto APC Secretary General. On the 25th of March, he put out a press release to the APC people them. And inside this press release, now the first blunder we make against the High Court of the Honorable Justice Adrian Fisher. Inside this press release, Pa Yansane basically incite APC people them for make them get some type of feelings them way not deserved, but against the Honorable Justice Adrian Fisher. Make I explain. Inside this press release, March 25, where Pa Yansane pull, it gave a state say the APC constitution don't come into law because the amount of days them for make objections be held, the objections have been looked into, the final version of the constitution and not publish them, no mistake, not the day anymore. So as of that day, it don't come into effect. The states the date. Then inside the press release, now they get for make a statement, a very, very unfortunate statement, where it say, in the call upon the High Court, say since the Constitution now don't happen, make the High Court expedite the judgment. This was dated on the 25th of March. Now, Pa Yansane studied law, so he knows the law. Not to like an ordinary layman secretary general. This man is a man who is trained in the law. He knows the law. And he knows say no court, no high court or any court on the land, they act on something we're not there in front of the court. Basically, what does that mean? If you want to draw the attention of the court to any development, you file them. There is a format where you file for the attention of the court. You file them at the court in registry. You serve the other side. And you left a copy for the master instead forget, the master of the High Court. So Payansane know this. And Payansane know say that day, that March 25, where it publicly call on the High Court of Justice Adrian Fisher, publicly, in a press release dated 25th of March. It call on the Honorable Justice Adrian Fisher. Say, let the man expedite the final judgment. Payansanemi very well know say, they had not yet brought it to the attention of the court that the constitution don't mature. Me people them. Payansane pulled that press release that they incite the High Court. They incite the public. Because that in a way to call subliminal incitement. You they tell the High Court now, say, try let you expedite, try pull this judgment now, this final judgment, try pull her, because the constitution don't mature. So we they call on the High Court for pull the final judgment. Where Payansane very well know say as of March 25, under the law, the court no know yet that then they say the constitution don't mature. Because the information had not yet been brought to the attention of the court. Me people then now 4 days after, I repeat, now listen no, 4 days after Payansane pulled that press release against the court, they call on the court for expedite final judgment. 4 days after, on March 28, from the 25th, the 26th, the 27th, the 28th, Nine Payansane then finally take the affidavit, that's what we can call her under the law, then go file them at the court registry for sure say they don't comply and the constitution don't come into law. So first of all, you don't give the High Court of Justice Adrian Fisher bad name from March 25, where you not don't inform the court yet say the constitution don't come into force, until after 4 days on March 28, now you inform the court. This, my people, is wrong. Me, Justice Adrian Fisher, in all rule in my favor, we I go in front of him for that case day. But let us be fair. Waiting Payansane do Justice Adrian Fisher and that March 25 press release. It is wrong. Payansane not a layman. Payansane study the law. And he know, say that incitement the way he do. For go call a public call. They tell the High Court of Justice Adrian Fisher on March 25, where you not even file the documents yet. For sure say you don't comply. Now 4 days after you don't incite the public against Justice Adrian Fisher, now you go serve now the High Court registry. My people, that was wrong. Justice Adrian Fisher did not deserve that. But that's just the start of the incitement. Now before I go to the next stage of the incitement, when at the stage of ERNEST by Koroma, very dangerous incitement. It a lie. Now this it gather a bunch of people them. We get some good women the women did. We get some good traders the women did. But we get a huge bunch of hoodlums also together. na McKinney. Gather them. Hoodlums. People them way not get better thinking than they hate. Where they are thugs. These are violent people. He gather them. I not say all my way didn't mean thugs. You can get some good people then they. You can get some makituman then they. You get some decent woman then they. There was not much intellectual power there. Not much academic. Not much, you know what I mean, intelligentsia up there. But you had some good people there. But you also had hoodlums. What we call rare boys, street boys, gangsters, thugs, gather them. Led by a fellow called DJ Techno, something, name like that, some kind of strange name. Go gather them, they incite them. And tonight, and they can't dismantle the incitement, the lies, the dangerous game where ERNEST by Koroma do on April 1st na McKinney. April 1st na me what we can call April Fool's Day. And at the day where people then can make fools of other people them. That day ERNEST by Koroma go gather a bunch of APC followers and he go make them like he go treat them like a fools. Very unfortunate. He go lie pan there. He go pack boku lie pan there. And that lie the way pack pan there now one can dismantle. Because now very, very dangerous lies where if you not a patriot like me inside the APC, we're going to stand up against this ERNEST by Koroma monster and call him out and expose him for what he is, a very dangerous man, a dangerous liar who is so desperate that he willing for set the stage of incitement in this country. If you not get somebody like me, we're willing and brave enough and courageous enough and love this country in the way I love this country, for stand up to ERNEST by Koroma and expose them and guide we young people them, guide we youths, guide we women them, guide the vast majority of APC people them for realize say ERNEST by Koroma is dangerous. If they lie, then I am afraid of the direction this country they go. You see, before I go further, I go come play for una a short snippet of the words of ERNEST by Koroma. Una can listen them. In fact, I go play them to them because I want una for listen and keenly what they talk. Then they can take me time now for re-educate with people them, especially with young people them na the APC party. Make ERNEST by Koroma not mislead them. So una can listen to the voice of ERNEST by Koroma, a very dangerous liar, setting the stage of incitement based on lies, a foundation of lies, a platform of incitement. Una can listen to them, and then I will can dismantle the lies for una.
The thing is, we all now ready for World Convention. Very soon, when the court new word, as soon as the court finish with the case, we will begin the convention. We will begin the convention from the ward to the constituency to the district to the region, national. We will get the young people in Congress, the women they own. So by the time we know if we all register, once the court don't give, if the court give the decision tomorrow, sometime till June, we don't get to leadership. We don't get the leadership, we don't get the flag bearer, we don't get everything. And that time then our world don't arm themselves with the new leadership. Our politics now take over. No, so I think say now we all work towards that.
That's the voice of ERNEST by Koroma in McKinney on April 1st, 2022. I dey play the voice again a second time. Una listen keenly to wetin they say. Very dangerous man.
So, the thing is, we're all now ready for go convention. Very soon, when the court new word, as soon as the court finish with the case, we will begin the convention. We begin the conventions from the ward to the constituency to the district to the region, national. We will get the young people, the Congress, the women, the young. So by the time we know if we all ready set, once the court don't be, if the court give the decision tomorrow, sometimes say June, we don't get to leadership. We don't get the leadership, we don't get the flag bearer, we don't get everything. And that time then our world don't arm themselves with the new leadership. Our politics now they go. No, so I think say now we all walk towards that.
So me people them una just don't listen to ERNEST by Koroma they address people then say if the High Court give final judgment the next day when we go be April 2nd, he said by June, then for don't conduct all the elections because then go immediately start for do them ward elections. Then according to them, then go do them ward elections. Then go do constituency, then district, then region, then national, then women's, then youths, then they even get them flag bearer. Then in a way they ask the people them say not so. Then the young, vibrant APC people, they all the answer, yes, sir. When I listen and just now, that's what he did. But me people them, not true. Wetin ERNEST by Koroma mean they tell them people then they not true. And you know the caliber of people them we ERNEST by Koroma mean they talk to. Lots of people them way they reason properly. Because they were led by somebody where they call himself DJ Technoness, and ERNEST by Koroma acknowledge on the videos the way they out. Say that young man they na lead the people that we gonna in house. So the leader of this group na somebody where not the reason, not the think. This na person where I released a video of him yesterday where I warn people the way they fast. Say una not watch beyond this point because it go spoil una fast. Whether you're a Christian or you're a Muslim, it go spoil you fast. Because what the young man do, na a complete obscenity, depraved and offensive behavior for actually butu in exposed GLUTEUS MAXIMUS, as we could call her inside medicine. In GLUTEUS MAXIMUS and in anus, he remove in trousers and he expose them thing for people then for see. He say it a butu ways on social media. So this are the person where ERNEST by Koroma open a house and acknowledge him as the leader of the group where they talk to. So now then kind hoodlums then they ERNEST by Koroma they tell say June of this year, not enough to stop them, make them not get even the flag bearer, the national officers, all conventions for done. And I think kind people then they were not they think. Imagine somebody they butu waist, pulling trousers, exposing GLUTEUS MAXIMUS, exposing anal cavity. Somebody like that's not the thing, you know the reason. Not the type of person you they go tell thing we not to do. Because you go incite them for do things then we're dangerous. Because you don't tell us something we not to true. And in don't believe say not true. You the area where they answer, yes sir. Where ERNEST by Koroma they ask them, they answer, yes sir. So many people them I want you for can look at wetin Ernest by Koroma talk, whether not true or not. And for make we able look at that, I want to now for una we get the new APC constitution. Make una look under chapter 5, article 54, sub-article number E. So article 54E. And I read them out for now. This is not the APC constitution now. What in the current constitution say? It say elections, rules and regulations for the party, the party elections, the way Ernest by Koroma they talk about the ward elections, the constituency elections, up to the national, up to the election of the flag bearer. The new APC constitution say the elections then rules and then regulations, then for review them and revise them and make fresh one for every election cycle. So every time we forget election cycle, then for review them, and then the National Advisory Committee, now they approve them. So before Ernest by Koroma, they go tell them people, then they say, if the court we go ahead tomorrow, immediately we start to ward elections. What you mean for don't tell them is that the constitution say, before they conduct any ward elections, constituency elections, district elections, then get for produce a fresh set of rules and regulations before they start any election cycle. And people now listen all and see the dangerous game where Ernest by Koroma they play in this country for set this country on fire. The APC constitution, I'll just read out to us so. Before we start any election cycle, ward, constituency, district, region, national, women's, youths, flag bearer, we for draft fresh rules and regulations for the party. Now, what I read out to us so, and what will constitution say? Now, I can read out to now waiting the Sierra Leone laws, the laws of Sierra Leone say. And I go quote the section where the lawyers then can check, where they call section 24(1)B of the Political Parties Act of 2002. Section 24(1)B. And what in that section they say? And keep in mind that Ernest by Koroma was a head of state. He was a former president of the Republic of Sierra Leone. This not an ordinary citizen. This not somebody who don't serve as president for 11 years. So he is a well-experienced governance and politics man. He knows what the laws say. And he knows this section where they read out to us. So he's Sabian. He knows this section. Section 24(1)B of the Political Parties Act. It say any time where a political party want for conduct elections and then decide say the rules and regulations, then they make fresh one. It say then for carry that rules and regulations, they go na PPRC. And PPRC for take up to 14 days. Listen, up to 14 days for publish them na the government gazette. And if for day for 30 days after they don't publish them, if for day for 30 days non-stop. And inside that 30 days day, the PPRC for ask members of the public for raise objections against the rules and regulations of that political party day. And if any member of the public, not even an APC member, any member of the public decide for raise an objection against any of the regulations whether party they don't create for the elections where the party one conduct. After 30 days, the PPRC, they look into that objection there. The PPRC, they take the time we need for look into the objections. And then when the PPRC done, they give a ruling. Then they publish the final draft of waiting, they send go back to the party for readjust the rules and regulations. Then the party, they send and come back to the PPRC. Then the PPRC, they send and go to government printers. Then government printers, they take another 14 days. But the government printer, they print them, and they take another 14 days before their political party they able for use their rules and regulations there. So my people them, ERNEST by Koroma knows all of them steps here I don't tell you now. He know, say even if the High Court decide say then they give a judgment on April 2nd. ERNEST by Koroma knows, say it's not possible make them start any ward elections, any constituency elections, any district elections, unless the fresh rules and regulations as of Article 54E of the APC Constitution are created, taken to the PPRC, 14 days, published by the government printers, published for 1 month, 30 days, which is already 6 weeks. And then we hope that there is no objections, but if there is an objection, it has to be looked into, and then republished again for another additional 14 days, with time, additional time for layout time, for government printers. So we are talking about up to 3 months. A possibility of up to 3 months for the rules and regulations to become usable by a political party. ERNEST by Koroma knows this. But if they go gather young people them, if they go gather with women them, if they go gather with trader them, if they go gather with party loyalists them, if they go mislead them, if they go incite them, that by June, all conventions will be over. How in God's name can this man call himself a patriot? Is ERNEST by Koroma a patriot? No, he's not. He's a dangerous man. He's a liar. He's a deceptive person. He's an inciter. They incite we young people that are the party. They incite hoodlums them for belief say by June of this year we can done all with conventions. Where he very well know as a former president of this republic that no rules and regulations can be used until then go through that process where I just don't tell you so, which takes up to 3 months. But this is the man that people in the portray say like this country. Somebody will like this country, go gather young people them and they mislead them so with lies. They tell them, oh, tomorrow if they give final judgment, will they start with ward elections? What rules and regulations are you going to use to start your ward elections, Mr. Former President? How more dangerous can you be? Because when you don't incite the hoodlums, then where they butu waste the public, you don't incite them out for belief, say by June, then suppose forget them flag bearer, then for don't get in convention. When it not happen, Mr. President, those young people are going to be riled up. They're going to be angry because they believe in you. Kind of like a way of course, we not get no more belief for you, no more respect for you. Because you lie, you're a very dangerous man. So you don't incite people there now for belief say that as them pass final judgment so, boom, the next day, when they begin conduct ward elections. And you very well know that is not possible. You know, we not even draft the rules and regulations yet for the elections. We not even set up what we call on a transitional interim elections management committee yet. But there you they go na McKinney, gather you hoodlums the way the POPULACE, incite them for belief say by June they don't get all conventions set. Why you they do this? Because you want people to believe that if it not happen by June, that because the current status quo, the system, and those, then Sylvia Blyden them, where they always, they throw spanners in the works. You want these people to believe that now we are the problem. We are the one that we are the decent people that inside APC. Where they fight for make sure say we guide this party, let it not go into the gutters, let it not go into the cracks. You want these people for belief say there's a problem, that will connive with the government of the day, that this delay will they be in a court, that now then Sylvia Blyden then are the problem. Because you are a dangerous man. You don't want to be honest enough and tell our young people that, the laws of Sierra Leone and even the new APC constitution will therefore prepare a fresh set of rules and regulations, publish on a gazette, PPRC approve them, republish them again, a process that can take up to 3 months. Instead of you confess, and you tell we young people then that, you they incite them. You they even tell them, not so that they go answer say, yes, na so. That's the wickedness of you, Mr. President, or Mr. Former President. And you don't depend this for so long. Like, me know you. I know you very well. I know all your games. I know how you can raise people their hopes. And then you have your own ulterior plans, and then you they raise people their hopes. Now you they do so right now to this party. You they raise people their hopes, knowing fully well the arrangement and the deal, the backroom deals then where you get. So you're ready to auction off and mortgage this party. But you they incite the people then for continue for belief say there is hope. For by June, we've done all the conventions, knowing that even by June, we're at the next part of the country now. Nothing would have been done for our party by June. Nothing. And I know why? Because now this I go come and round up with tonight. We're at the case in front of Justice Adrian Fisher. You see, me people then don't so mislead we at the APC about this case here. This case where they front Justice Fisher. Now a case where you see try for join the case. Now because don't see the problems then we get for come ahead. But some people then way me feel to say then get their own way and they see things. Fet say no enough for join the case and look at where we are. You see that case there? Now, a case was very, very delicate. And the APC, they're under very serious threat right now because of that case. The existence of the APC, they're under very serious threat because of that case. And waiting there front Justice Adrian Fisher. Now, a case about the constitutionality both in terms of the Sierra Leone National Constitution and the APC party constitution, about the constitutionality of certain actions. And the people that were the front Justice Adrian Fisher, the PPRC, now one of the defendants them there. And PPRC as a defendant, plus the APC party, Justice Adrian Fisher giving orders, say, una go create a new constitution where no go dey against the Sierra Leone National Constitution anymore. Then, what una don done? You the PPRC defendant, you the APC defendant. When una don done, una bring this constitution come to me in a court. That's the orders of Justice Adrian Fisher. He said, when una don't done, I don't order una now. When una don't done, you the defendant PPRC, you the defendant APC, una come with the constitution to me in a court. Those were his orders. Now, I take my time just now for tell una how Payansane try for mislead the public and INCITER try for incite to members on March 25, where they not even don't carry the documents going to the court yet, till 4 days after, which was March 28. So on March 28, now the first time where they carry this document go to Justice Adrian Fisher. My people, what in this mean? It means to say now from that position of March 28, Justice Adrian Fisher now get for look through the entire constitution where he ordered the PPRC and the APC for go prepare and bring them before him. He not give them orders, say go prepare constitution and not get for look am. No. He say when una prepare the constitution done, una bring and come to me, I get for check what una do. That is what he ordered. So my people, how in God's name anybody we honest, we mean well for this country, go do it in ERNEST by Koroma and Pa Usman for the Yansane then do. By calling on the public for belief, say, Justice Adrian Fisher able to give final judgment within few days. How in God's name can Pa Yansane and ERNEST by Koroma do this to this country? Incite people in this country. Like if for say for give final judgment, nothing way as the constitution come out so final judgment. No. And they know what's in them in the orders of the judge. The orders of the judge was when una don't done the constitution, bring a can to me. Because the judge can look what una do now as defendants. He get for go through each and every one of the articles and make sure say the articles then follow waiting the constitution say as against the complaint of the plaintiff. So the plaintiff don't go complain say constitutionality not there inside APC. Justice Adrian Fisher now, when they give final judgment, he get for make sure say the two defendants when are the PPRC and the APC then don't produce a document who say constitutionality there. And my people, for God's sake, the new APC constitution is 82 articles. 82 articles. Now they look so. 82 articles. And every single one of the articles there then get sub-articles. So we are talking here about hundreds and hundreds of articles and sub-articles where the judge get for look at line by line before he give in final judgment. Because the case in front of the court is a case of constitutionality. And ERNEST by Koroma knows this. Usman for the Yansane knows this. But then they go and give the judge bad name. Then they go and give the high court bad name. Then they go and incite members them for hate, needless hate in this country. Then they go and get a hoodlums and incite them. Say that the court's no more they wait for now. Tomorrow the court can give final judgment. My people, how in God's name una expect Adrian Fisher, the judge, for able to give final judgment? When only last week, March 28, now una carry the constitution go to Ram for go check. A constitution where get hundreds and hundreds of subsections where the man get for check line by line before he give final judgment. Una allow land for lek this country. Una allow left this dirty politics. And ERNEST by Koroma, stop it. Pafode Yansane, stop it. Adrian Fisher not deserve what una don't put him through. All this rubbish when they go and cost the Honorable Justice Adrian Fisher. Now una cause them. Now una incitement. Payansane, you incite this public for hate Justice Adrian Fisher for no reason. He does not deserve it. Ernest by Koroma, you incite the public for hate Justice Adrian Fisher for no good reason. It is very unfair. And then the substance of waiting there on a dog na Holland put out about the man in family, including in Peking, we just die. Culturally, our country, we don't do that. We don't do that. A lot of people, they say, oh, na mama they cause, mommy cause. Not so just a mama. In Peking, we just die. What do you do? Throw down a puppy, down a dog. With the back for na Holland. It is undone. Culturally, we don't do that in Sierra Leone. So my people them, I hope una don't begin to see the danger where Ernest by Koroma they try for doing this country. Inciting our people when he knows the laws and he knows what the act says and he also knows what in the constitution of the APC says about rules and regulations. And they also know say that only last week now they carry hundreds and hundreds of subsections of the constitution to Justice Adrian Fisher for Lukam because the man get for Lukam. So he has up to 3 months for Lukam, and only God knows if he go even able to manage for look everything, all those documents that were filed within 3 months. Let God bless him for his efforts we don't do. Me, I'm not glad with him because he not give the judgment when me want the 10 say one can join the case. He said no, he not agree make her join the case. So I'm not happy with him for that. But I'm not go allow now forgive that poor man. Such a terrible bad name. They make people then they hate this country for no good reason. It is very unfair. And I hope say with this audio 060 I don't do today. Una always get conscience inside the APC. Una begin ask Ernest by Koroma, why is he inciting una? With lies. He knows the laws. He's a former president. He knows the PPRC Act. He knows the issue of rules and regulations. Why they incite una? Why they lie to una? Why they set a dangerous platform for people then for believe say that there is some type of plot, there is some type of connivance. Oh, Sylvia Blyden, they work with the SIPP them for make sure say the APC not go before. What the heck? Why una they do this? Una know the laws. Una know how una don't mess this party up. And instead of una apologize to this party, instead of una do the correct thing for once, there you go, still inciting based on lies. Enough has to be enough. On that note there, I will end tonight's broadcast, as I can always do, with the tune of the national anthem, because I can want as the national anthem they play, make we they reflect on the words they walk and they sing, they sing about the land that we love, our Sierra Leone. May God bless you all. Amen.